what is going on this afternoon? Spring has sprung. It's finally time to let's try to get our garden in. Wow, I generally try to get this done a lot sooner than now, but we've had some funky weather here in South Georgia. Maybe we won't have another freeze, I don't know, but it's getting toward the middle of April, so all the cold crap should be gone. I think Easter's next Sunday, so it's time to definitely get something in. I had planned on planting potatoes on time, which was Valentine's, and they're still not in yet, but I've been harrowing and tending this spot here probably since then, and just trying to get it right. And I've just about got it where I want it. I'm gonna make a few passes, and I guess the whole point of the video is just showing you how basically how I do my garden. Now I've got 2 or 3 small tractors that I've been blessed with, and I usually use different ones for different jobs. This one here, I keep this set of hairs on most of the time. The lift's a little funny on it, so I find it best just to leave this set of hairs on it, or maybe run a small bush hog. But anyhow, I've got these set up. You want to make sure everything's all nice and level. Like I say, I've probably harrowed this thing 5-6 times, and your garden, you'll know what you're dealing with. But it did look like that over there when I got started, and now it looks like this, and this is a whole lot better. You don't want to be fighting grass and weeds and sticks and straw. If you're really going to do some 1- and 2-row gardening with some kind of tractor, you want to make sure everything's good and clear. So I reckon I'm going to get started. I'm going to make a few passes with the hair. Technically, the way that I'm trying to do this, I've got it all haired up. After this, then I'll take a 2-bottom plow to it, and we're going to turn the land over, which is just good practice to keep your land turned from year to year. It just seems to help with things. It'll help keep the grass down. We'd turn all this new stuff under, hair it back again, get it all leveled off, and I'm gonna put down a little bit of lime, and then I'll end up putting my fertilizer to my plants as needed. But I am going to take the tractor and the spreader and spread out a little bit of lime over the garden. And you can go and get your soil tested at your local seed distribution a lot of times, or probably even do it yourself at home. But I know about what I need here. But if you're ever not sure, find out where you can have your soil tested at. Usually it's just a few dollars to have it tested. I will say, if you use a metal pail or a metal shovel to gather your samples, and they'll tell you how to get your samples. When you use metal utensils, your iron is going to show up out of this world, and that's just how particular those tests are and how close it can measure. But pretty much, I mean, you just want to look and see, make sure you're not too acidic, and you don't want to be too far alkaline either. So you need to make sure you got a good balance for the types of crops that you're going to grow. And you can collect all that data online as well for what you're wanting to do in the region that you're in. But anyway, we're gonna make a few passes, and I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet. But let's get started. Now I've actually made a pass all the way around, but the way I want to end up doing this is I'm going to be making passes back and forth. And when I'm just harrowing to get stuff harrowed under, usually I'll kind of just kind of go in a circle. But when it gets more time to where I'm getting ready to run the bottom plow and then get it planted, I want to go back and forth. It takes a little longer, but it makes it a lot easier for laying off rows. Now I don't have to harrow this whole thing to turn it, because I pretty well got it where I want it. But I want to show, whenever you're doing it right, and you want to set the depth of your harrows to where you're not taking the dirt slam over the axles. I mean, a little bit's going to get up there, but you don't want to be constantly covering your bearings with sand and digging it in too deep. You want it to float. Now, your initial first cut, you may can just bottom it out. But after that, after it gets kind of soft, you're going to need to gauge it. So you get a good smooth cut. You're not killing the tractor and you're not killing the hairs, sanding out the bearings and wearing your equipment out. And now I'm going around to make this next pass, and with most everything that we're going to do, so when you step over, you want to leave this wheel, whether you're going, I like to go counterclockwise, I don't know, I'm weird, but whether you're going clockwise, counterclockwise, you want to put your wheel kind of in that rut, and when you pick back up, it just seems to throw your hairs in a good spot and keeps everything nice and level if everything's set up right. I will point this out. This is a no-no in your garden. I didn't actually plant anything here last year, so since then I've had some little volunteer trees, kind of like persimmon trees, pop up. So I may not plant out this far anyway. I usually do a little bit bigger spot than I plan on actually planting, because this is just for my just regular garden stuff: tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, squash, just things of that nature. So most of it will be done there, back closer toward the house, and probably not further out than what I can water with no more than 3 sprinklers. And I may cut it back to 2 this time. But if it seems that these are going to be on my way, I will come back and you can take a boom pole, you can dig them up by hand, which is miserable, but you can take a boom pole, bigger tractor, front end loader, and wrap a chain or cable around them, pull them up, get roots and all out, and you're good to go. So if these end up getting in my way, then I'm going to pull them up, and I'll probably end up pulling them up anyway just to get them out of here. And the reason I'm not doing this section over here is because if I decide to plant some corn, I may try to get one of the planters going so I can show how that works. Maybe a set of John Deere 71s or a set of old cold planters. It just depends on my time. But stuff like this in the garden is a no-no. It needs to come out. So there you go on that one. Alright, real short and sweet. I've got my 135 Massey Ferguson out. It's lead in. You'll need a lead in tractor to do a 2-bottom plow, or basically any bottom plow. It just helps it track better, and when you make that round, we're going to do that same deal. It's going to make a groove that you're going to want to throw that tire in, your tire, so that it can keep turning and ride right. Now, I don't use stabilizers for this. I guess you can. It seems to be all right. This is just an old Ford 2-bottom plow. You can find them at your, a local auction or sale. I think a lot of the newer stuff, there's a little bit different way to do this, but most everything I have is old and antique, and that's just the way I learned it. So that's that. But it does a real good job, so let's get started, and maybe I can get this turned this afternoon and we'll go from there. But same principle in general. I've got the plow level. You can adjust your stuff either way. When you get started, you may see that you need to kick it one way or the other, lean it forward, lean it back, but good place to start is level. So anyway, I'm gonna show y'all how to get this started turning this ground over. Now I'm gonna be running the tractor in first gear high. This thing has low and high on the small stick, and reverse, first, second, third on the long stick. And pretty much you can slow this thing down to a crawl or speed right on up. But for this, we're gonna put the small one in high and the big one in first gear. Or you can go low third, but I think we're going to start in first high and see how that does. If it seems like the tractor's lugging a little bit, we'll kick it down a notch and go to third low. But that's another thing, you're just going to have to, as you're doing stuff like this, you're just going to have to get a feel for it, and with the particular tractor or piece of equipment that you have. Now I've slowed this thing way down so that I could look back and see. And what this is doing is when I get a little faster, it's going to turn this ground on over. It's going to turn it over, and it makes that groove right there. And that groove, the way it wheel cuts, that's where you want to throw your wheel in the next rut. I mean, the next go around, you want to throw it in that rut so that it really digs down and turns this out. So I'm making my first 2 passes. Now with a 2-bottom plow like this, unless you have a switch plow, you can't go up to the end and turn around and come back down this side. You've got to step over and be coming from that side. So if you start, like I'm started this one going toward the house, my next one on this side is going to be going toward the house. So I started that end of the field, working my way out toward the branch. Alright, so when I get done going this way, I'll pick it up, go to that side and go up that one and come back down this one, and then we'll finally meet somewhere in the middle. But anyway, this is what you want it to look like, and this is what you want it to do. And it will not do this if you've got grass or anything thick matted in your plot. If you've got something like that and you need to turn it over, I've got a video on a 2-disc tiller that'll just about turn up anything like this. But with a regular 2-bottom plow, your land needs to be good and clean. And you want to see that yellow dirt turning up. You'll know that you're turning it just right. But now I'm going to speed back up real quick and I'll cut it back on in just a second. Alright, now I started over here. And there's my rut. And you just want to throw your plow down. Just adjust it. Now we're getting to it now. tickle over it and just level it out and smooth it out. Alright, I like to let the clock run out on it's starting to get dark. But anyway, I got this section turned. This is all I need to work with at the moment. If I decide I want to do something over there, I can just go back and turn it. I probably won't be doing anything up that way as late as it is already in the year. I had thought about doing this whole section here, keeping my stuff that I would water with sprinklers and things over here, and then maybe corn and peas and stuff over there. But looks like whatever I want to do, I'm gonna just have to water. But anyhow, we got it all turned. Technically this is what it should look like. Now when you meet in the middle right there, it's gonna be kind of funky, but hold on. Anyway, guys, here's a tip: don't ignore your wife when she calls. It's easy to just answer the phone. Lot less grief later. But anyway, we've got it turned. This is what it should look like. You'll end up with kind of a funky ditch in the middle if you're not careful when you meet up. And that's the whole point of going back over it with the hair. I'll do that tomorrow. There's no use in doing a video on that. Basically what I started out doing in this video was hairing it, and that's all I'm gonna do is the hair back over it and just kind of level things out. And then we're gonna go back and we'll do the video on putting out a little lime and making rows and get started planting. I hope everybody enjoys this. If anybody's got any questions, please leave some comments. Please subscribe. I reckon this is just gonna be kind of my garden vlog for this year, kind of thing. I don't want to do this in like part 1, part 2. I'm just gonna do some video, and as we go along, I'm trying to show how I do things. By no means do I call myself a professional, but we enjoy gardening. It always seems to work. We grow quite a few things, or have grown quite a few things through the years. But let me know how you enjoyed it, and I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.